Hello.
Good morning, my girl.
Good morning.
Well, welcome to my Standing in Our Truth morning.
Good morning, and let's do that.
Do you know what? I should say morning, evening, afternoon, good day.
Good day. Good day.
Welcome. I need Jamaica, wagwan.
Well, you know what? Jamaica via Manchester. Yeah, wagwan, yes.
All the Caribbean islands where you get to listen to this.
Yeah, no discrimination. Equal opportunities to all places.
Oh my God, listen to my laugh first thing in the morning.
Oh man.
Oh my days. I just thought, right, okay, I've already done the first podcast, and this is how we're going to begin to go. And look how long we've been trying to do this.
I know, but nothing before its time, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. So, I said, right, okay, I've done the first, I've introduced it, and long may this continue. So I thought, who best to have my second episode with my bestie, talking through, I think, talking about how we are, saying how we see the world and how we've, gone through our own trials and tribulations. That we're not that we're going to be talking about personal issues per se, unless people want to be, sending us messaging and asking, then no. Oh my God, that's just too funny. Sorry.
Open and honest, but not up for discussion.
No, yeah, you know what I mean. But my subject today is, and it's something that you coined the phrase, what do we bring to the table, or what do I bring to the table, or what do they bring to the table? And we can look at that, from either God.
Hello?
Right.
I'm back.
We're still here. Don't ask me what happened there.
Me neither. I could hear you and then I couldn't.
Yeah. Well, I'll add. Don't worry. I'll make sure that all the listeners can hear what we said before. But here we are. But as I said, so I'm going to go straight back in it, which was, what do we bring to the table?
Yes.
And so I'm not even going to go too deep, but when I say that phrase to you, what does it as? And I want to hear your synopsis.
Okay, so to me, we try and live in this fairy tale of everybody likes to be around everyone just because. And you can easily look at what somebody brings to you.
Yeah.
But then, are you really looking at what they bring to you as an exchange rate? What do you bring to the table? But what do they bring to the table? Because I hear people, I don't know, they're going out with somebody. And I do this for him, I wash for him, I cook for him, I pick him up, I do sort out his paperwork, I do all kind of things for him.
Yeah.
And it's almost as if they're doing it, hoping that he's going to do something back.
Right.
When really he was quite happy with the arrangement of what you're doing, and you seemed like you were happy with the arrangement of what you're doing. But behind all of that, you're on the phone to your friends, or you're thinking to yourself, wait a minute, I'm doing all of this, but what does he bring to this table?
To the table.
What does he do? And so actually, rather than do less or have a conversation about this is what I need or anything of that sort, you then look and think, actually, I need to bring more, because maybe he doesn't see what I'm doing. Maybe I'm not doing enough for him to do the things that I've seen him do for other people, or the things that he's capable of. So you keep bringing more, he keeps taking more, or she, as the case may be, and you then ended up depleted. You've got a deficit in your bank account because you've kept giving and you're not getting anything back. But in the first place, you never looked at what he was bringing to the table, or she was bringing
in the first place. Absolutely.
No, you just assumed that if you keep doing this, at some point he's going to see, or she's going to see and appreciate everything you've done, and then start doing all these things back in your imagination that you believe should have happened when he had no such agreement with you in the first place.
Absolutely.
So but then we have this which can be quite manipulative. You'll have this thing, if I do everything for him, then he's going to see how wonderful I am, and you've
I am,
almost paid
right?
into an account, and he's going to be with
Yes.
you or stay with you for life because
Yes.
you've done all of these things for him, and he's going to appreciate it. And you've got this whole dialogue, this whole narrative in your head about what's supposed to happen. And then all he's done is take that, and when you withdraw it thinking, okay, we need to redress the balance here, he's just going to go someplace else to get more of that, because actually what he brings to the table is, I want to sit and eat this food. That's it.
Because that's what you saw in the first
That's
place.
what he saw in the
Yeah,
first place. That's what
you were attracted to that. So,
exactly. And he's attracted to somebody who brings that. So what he brings to the
right.
table is a very receptive audience. That's all he was bringing.
That's it. And
But
that's
you
it.
didn't want that.
That's great.
You
That's
didn't
true.
want that. You had a whole list of things you wanted, but you didn't make sure that was actually on the table in the first place, or that you let it be known that's what you wanted to have.
Amen. Amen.
And
It's like a
listen, I've
shopping
sold
list,
on it.
right? It's like a shopping list. You
Yeah.
know you've got your shopping list. You've written
Yeah.
out this shopping list and said, right, okay, I need compassion. I need attention. I need good sex. Maybe girth and length.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know what I mean?
Maybe.
May that
Only
person
maybe.
be able to, or maybe, you know what I mean? Or we can work with part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But but you've got your shopping list, and you know, in that shopping list, it's not that what we fail to realize is that we've written the shopping list and said, okay, I want X, Y, and Z. I want, you know, as I said, loving. I want that person to show me attention. If I said, is my bum big? The person's going to tell me, no, it needs to be, have a little diet, but with tact to go with it. Not go out on the street and find someone else that's got the backside that he wants.
Yeah.
And then says, you know, but happy to take whatever you've got on your shopping list. Now, what we do as a shopping list, and that's everybody. We say we want tomatoes, but do we really want tomatoes? Because the recipe says it needs tomatoes, and because the recipe says you need ginger and you need a bit of salad, you know, lettuce and cucumber. But if you don't eat those, you know, you don't actually eat those, you know, those ingredients. But because that's what the ingredient, you know, you think that's what you need, you actually put that on someone else's table. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like me, and I've met somebody, and I know that these are my ingredients, but have I looked at who I am as a person? You know, what have I got in my own bag that I'm bringing to the table? You know, so I can't be going, okay, this is what I need and what I want, knowing full well that I've looked at that tomato, and that tomato looks amazing. I want it. I've got to have it. I'm lusting over it. I'm falling in love with this tomato. But when I get the tomato and I cut into it, the first slice that that you've sliced and you've eaten, this don't taste right. It's not how I expected it to be. And then you take another, and then you cut another slice of this tomato, and you're finding that, oh boy, now it's tasting a bit tangy. It's not got a sweet taste. That's the only analogy I could think of right now when, you know, did you actually want that? Is that what you really went for? What you need to do is address yourself first,
Well,
you know, as a person.
At the end of the day, you know, tomatoes are in tomato ketchup, but if you go and eat as many tomatoes as you want, it's not going to turn into ketchup. Just like that. There's a whole heap of things that have to go with it. And you thought you needed that. But yeah, that's one of the ingredients. You only like it when it comes with this, that, and pure sugar and all the other things that go with it. So any one thing in isolation it's not enough anyway.
It's not right.
And you might be telling yourself it's enough because you've seen other tomatoes and everyone's telling you it's got lycopenes and it's this and it's that and it's this. But is that what you needed in your diet? And is that what you needed in isolation to other things? So that's what you were going for, and it's not that alone you needed.
Well, this is it. So, you know, it's you looking at yourself first. So it's what do each person brings something to the table. Do you know what I mean? Now, as I said, if I've got 5 requirements, and I've brought those 5 requirements, I'm going to tell you this is who I am. Not what I'm going to perceive of who I am. It's who I am. Now, if I've met you a certain way and there's 5 things that you've got, you may not have told me that's the 5 things that you have. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Because not everybody, male or female, are talkative. You know, you may meet someone who has all the attributes that you want, but they don't actually lay it on the table straight away. You take time, you go out on dates and you have conversations, but not, you know, you have the attributes, but you're not the conversationist. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like you have to dig deep to get to that person. And it's spiritually, mentally, and physically. If there's no connection in none of those three, you're losing a fight and battle from the day dot, from the
Do you
get-go.
think though? You know, I was brought up by my grandparents, as you know,
Yeah.
and they're old school. And I don't know if I think the way things move these days contributes to not really knowing what you can bring to this table and what
Oh my
somebody else
God,
can bring
Jesus. I was
in
going to
the
come on to that
first
next.
place.
Yes.
How can you
It's a
know
different
in the
generation.
first place? Because everything's quick. You never had internet to date. You never had this. You never had that. And you need context. So we haven't really got anything to do in this day and age, you
No,
know. Each man's got their
no.
own job or doing what they have to do for
Yeah.
themselves. And you're not really, are you, okay, so you might have found somebody based on a physical attraction, or they dress well, or they
Yeah.
talk well, or they this and that. But have you really sat down and had enough
There
discussions,
isn't.
enough interactions, enough times and ways of meeting up to know what you can both bring to this
Get
table?
to the table.
If two
Yes.
companies are merging, they don't merge just so.
They have to have conversation. I
They
had this
have to have
conversation 2
conversations.
days ago, like on a live. It's Mr. Dirty. He has a live Instagram, and so he messaged me, and I thought, oh my God, someone's messaged me to go live. Oh my God, is my hair combed? You know what? You know, God, oh my Jesus! And I thought, you know what? Don't really care, because I'm not Britain's top class model, right? You've messaged me. You're going to see me in all, well, not my glory, and so there I am sitting down, you know, and he's got his, how many, 40, 50 listeners or whatever he's got. And he asked me the same question. So, you know, this is what my top, you know, matter today. And he said, you know, dating wise. And I said, let me just stop you, right? You have a conversation. A lot of the guys don't have that, because social media has got you looking like a model. And what you put on social media, that person becomes attracted to it, and they feel automatically that's the person they want. And when in the grand scheme of things, when they meet the person up front, there's nothing going on upstairs, not even the rent.
Listen,
you understand?
what you can
And the
put up
level of
with
your
emojis
conversation,
don't mean anything.
your level of conversation means diddly squat. And you know me, I like to swear, so I'm going to try not to be Tourette's today, right? It means diddly squat. You're talking to me, and right now I'm not stimulated. And listen, don't be going, boy, you look nice, you know, or I do love your hair, or brother, my hair is natural. And when I'm ready, because of my change of moods every time, I wear different forms of hairstyle.
I
You're
was
never
just
going to
about to
catch me,
say,
right?
you may love my hair. You can take it home if you want, because
Take
I
it
could go in a
home.
separate direction.
Right, oh my God, right? And then you got these guys going, well, I like the big butt. Listen to me, like my mind and my spirit and my soul, whatever that I have afterwards, meaning my cellulite, and I might have my little kangaroo belly, like that. You can take all of those, but like the fact that my spirit is that I can sit and talk to you about the world, you know, that what's going on. I can tell you how I feel spiritually. Today, baby, I'm having a bad day. Okay, babe, why are you having a bad day? Not put down the phone while I'm talking to you. I don't need you to be on your Instagram. You don't need to check your phone to see who's in your DMs. Do you know what I'm saying to you? And then you've got the ones who slide into your DM thinking that, you know, because you put X amount of selfies up of yourself, it's not that I put the selfie because I need your attention. I put it up because it makes me feel good.
Yeah. See, that's the double-edged sword, though, right? So we as women, and I will speak for myself, you want somebody who wants you for who you are.
Absolutely.
When a lot of guys they will straight out tell you what they look for is visual, right? So they might want content. I'm not disputing people want content, but if what they see is being visually stimulating, then what they are stimulated from you, or why they are stimulated by you, is because of what they've seen. So really, they're not interested in the content. What I don't always know, or understand or know how to strike the balance is, how do you go from somebody finding you visually stimulating, which can be seen as shallow, but it's a thing, right? You can't have a bottom without a
because
top. So
you
you
have
have to have that. You have to have that.
you have to have
But to
that
go
kind of like
beyond that,
lust or whatever.
to go beyond that, right?
Uh-huh.
If that's not what they were down for in the first place,
First place.
it's separating the people who actually, I'm not interested in somebody who is all of these things and they understand the
Right.
world and this is their philosophical viewpoint. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they're not actually looking for a woman to take home to mum or to be with for the rest of their life. They're looking for something that is a visual package. And
Yeah.
some of them just pay your lip service. They will say anything, they will listen
Right.
or appear to be listening. Because
Yeah.
my son's a don at doing that. He looks like he's listening, but he's actually waiting for me to shut up,
Shut up.
basically,
Yeah.
right? So they can appear to be into all of these profound things that you've just tried to share with them. And if that's what they need to listen to get access to whatever it is they were trying
It
to access in
is
the first
between the
place,
leg, yeah,
right,
and the
then
food on
they'll
the
hear you
table,
out.
yeah,
But they never
yeah.
came to you for that.
No,
Because you never came to them looking like a librarian that wants to study. So there's no, you know how people will paint an image they'll paint an image of a burglar either with a hoodie or back in the day it'd be like a black and grey striped suit because you are a burglar stealthily going
Yeah.
through whatever. So that is blatantly a burglar, and that person who's dressed like that is going to that kind of job. That you cannot
right?
necessarily connect a visual
Yeah.
with the character anymore.
No, because you
Right?
don't know the person's character,
You
because
don't have any
all you're
idea.
seeing is a visual. And so to get beyond that, and I've had this conversation with you on numerous occasions. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, I eat. Do you know what I mean? I literally just got somebody just posted up, and it just said, "Where you eat, that's where you're going to dine." In other words, the person that you are talking to is that's the food you're going to be dining on.
Yeah. You
Do you
can't put in
understand
what you
me?
haven't put in.
You
You
haven't
can't
put
get from your
exactly.
food. If you're going to have
So
a McDonald's, you're not going to go and get some gusto kind of all balanced meal from that.
balanced
You already
meal,
went McDonald's, so what are you
yes,
asking for?
yeah. So male or female.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we can't speak for them. We can only speak for ourselves. And I can categorically say, one of the I toy with the idea of like, okay, I do get people into trying to direct message, and we both have, but the worst thing is that they feel that this person is sexual, and that's all the conversation that I'm going to have with them, and it's a massive turn off.
And
It
that's the
really
thing.
is.
It's
They
the
don't
balance,
realize
right?
how.
You don't
Say
want
that
to
again,
be
sorry.
unattractive. I don't want you to look at me and see your mother. Or
Right.
see your great grandmother that used to tie a scarf
Right.
under her chin. I don't want you to see
Just
that, but neither do
yeah.
I want you to only see the sexualized me.
Yeah. See more.
See
See that
more.
there's
Be
some form of
interested to
intelligence.
see more.
Right. Where we went to school, we went to uni, we studied, and
Mm-hmm.
because our choice of work, because you don't know what we actually do, we only put, and that's the deceivement again. It's people say, I only put up what I want to put up. You don't know what my private life is like. Then unfortunately, and I'm we're guilty of it, I'm guilty of it, then unfortunately what we do put up is what we're going to get. Again, it's the food that it's what you put on that table is the food that you're going to get. So I categorically, I do not, when someone tries to speak to me through my DMs or say I like you and blah blah blah, I don't mean to be rude to them. I literally shut down, because I'm saying to myself, you've never met me physically, and you haven't come to me in a way like, or just even have a conversation. But what you're doing now is going, boy, I like you, and blah, 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 and I want this, and boy, if I get you, and I'm like, so, okay, so really what you just see with me is a sexual thing.
Right.
It looks like that next time when I go out, I need to make sure I've got a tartan blanket, and to make sure I cover around my legs, make sure that my boobies, if I wear a dress, it's covered all the way up to my neck, and I mustn't make sure I've got a hemline. It doesn't, do you know what I mean? And so some women, I'm not calling anybody's names or the influencers on social media, It doesn't make it easier. You've got very classy women, very, very classy. But obviously when they get home, they take off all that plateau of makeup, and they take off the wig, and they take off all the as I said, the eyelashes and everything else, and put on their little onesies and their loungewear. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
plain Jane. It is
Yeah.
a lot to be kept up with. You've got to keep up with the whole facade. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, here's the difference. When you have you do meet a guy, whether he's wearing a Louboutin red bottom shoes, and or he's wearing the latest chain block tracksuit, or he's got the latest shiny plastic looking shoes, and they've got the skin tight trousers, and they've got the skin tight trousers look like 3/4 drape, if anyone understood that in Jamaica. The 3/4 drape, where the trousers does not meet the ankle hemline anymore. I call them zubs, right? And I don't care who gets vexed, right? I call them zub trousers, because really and truly, when you take off all of that, some people think that having muscles is like, yeah, baby. Man, sit your tired ass down. You've just worked out well in the gym. I get that. But behind all of that muscle, what's going on upstairs? What's going on? And furthermore, you want your girl to look a certain way. So, but you're right to go and put, I'm talking about black, white, China, you name it.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking scruffy. You've got it's attractive to see the guy in just his gym, joggers and chilling and everything else. But why is it that a woman can't look like that? The woman's got to look a certain way. And even if the woman does put on their, the head tie scarf, or the hair's up in a messy ponytail, there's no eyelashes on, guarantee that guy's going outside to look for the woman that he actually met, which is the one with the Brazilian butty and the what do you call it, waist trainer waist.
The thing is,
And,
but
do you
we
know what I
all
mean?
we all do it, and it's like, everybody wants something that they're not willing to be the only one to go out there and do that, right? So you don't want to, if you feel like you go out with your hemline down to your legs and all of those things, so that you can appear that there's more to me than sex. In fact, you're saying there's everything else to me other than sex. That's what it feels like you have to make a compromise. You've got to decide between the two, because because sex appeal isn't just about how somebody else views you. You also view yourself as a sexual being, right? But that's not all there is to you. So it's striking the balance between having a sexualized self and knowing there's more to you. But when you've kind of OD'd on one, because you see the women that have OD'd. Listen, yes, we get it. You are Mensa intelligent. You have a PhD, and in fact, you're a professor 7 times over. Sure. Do you have to look like you're a professor 7 times over?
Right. But
by that, you've got a stereotype in your head of what that your half glasses down your nose, and you've just got this Mrs. Trunchbull.
They're the ones though, Di. Come on.
What?
Those ones
they are carrying on with some.
They're the ones who are like, let me chain your ass up in that bedroom and let's get dirty.
Let's go. Right. And then it's the one with her skirt up her backside and heels that you shouldn't. I don't even know how you can walk with them really outside of a bedroom, because the bed's soft and you can manage, because your foot bottom can't really cope with that. They're the ones telling you about, oh no, I don't want to have sex before marriage, and I don't want to this and I don't want to that. So you just can't tell by looking.
No.
And everybody's looking for something that they're not. And I genuinely don't know how to strike the balance, because the woman who is goody two shoes, is not going to get you. Go out, nobody's looking at you. Nobody's looking at you, right?
You do have people looking at you. Hello, you've got the girls who are looking at you because you have. You have the girls who they've got it, they've put it together, and obviously the guys who they've got their eye on is eyeing you, but you haven't even noticed that guy's eyeing you. How would you know that? Because that's not what you've gone out to do. You've gone out to enjoy yourself. You've worked hard.
You wouldn't notice
clothes. You've combed your nappy hair. You've decided that, hey, I'm going out today because I want to hear some great music. I just want to take my socks off. a long day at work, or I've had a long day at home with the children, with baby father, no baby father. But you know, this is who I am. And you know, so I'm not generally looking at a guy, but you've gone out and you've just minding your own business, but women are watching you more than a guy would watch you. So again, there is another, but I'm going to come off of that just a little bit. You said that you can't know how to strike the balance. You do have to understand as well. There's, you know, we say what we bring to the table. There's a lot of mentally unstable people out there.
Right. You know what? I was listening to you say that, and I'm thinking, am I one of them? Because I have my times of just being totally not with it. You know,
listen,
I'm not with
I've
the
been
program.
Told, listen to me, right? I've been told mentally unstable. But you know why the person told me that I was mentally unstable? Because I was able to read them. Up. It was like, how many times am I going to play this story, right? How many times am I going to play this story? I know what your next movie is going to be, but stupidly, we still look, and I'm not alone in this. I know I can't be alone in this thought process. I know what you're going to do. I know what you're actually going to say. I know what you're going to. I know the play that you're making.
Yeah,
and so,
been there, done that.
And because sometimes it depends on the person, mind you. Depends on the person or how it's, because you know sometimes a person's gameplay can stimulate you because all of a sudden, oh, you're playing games. All right, let me see how far you're going to play this game, because I can play this game too. But the worrying thing is that you can, you know, the emotions is being played. It's not a game. It actually is your emotions. Yeah. And some guys, I can't speak for women, I'm going to speak for the guys first. Some guys don't realize that the games they play leaves such an emotional devastation. It is unreal. And because the woman or women do not turn around and say to them, babe, honey, dog, puss, cat, whatever you want to call your intended, this hurts. Without screaming it, without, it's actually sitting them down and saying, I don't know what you see when you see me. I don't know what you think I am, but it hurts. And I don't want to be crying about it. I don't want to be upset about it. But I'm famous for holding a lot of resentment inside because I didn't tell the person, you're out of order. How dare you? How dare you speak to me that way? How dare you talk? But the longer you let the person speak to you like that, they treat you like that. It's what you eat. Is what it still comes back down to.
You allowed it to be something you got served each time.
You get served,
and you ate it. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So what happens is you've taken in all of that crap. That the respect that, look, because everyone, there's certain people are happy to live like that, knowing that they don't want to be alone. So I'm going to take the shit that guy gives me, or that what that woman gives me, knowing that I still get to have sex at night. I still got a partner I can walk down into the shop with, or go out with. We can go to the movies, knowing full well he does not even pay you a compliment, or she only wants the pay packet that's going to put food on the table. Everything else is irrelevant. And so they're in that loveless relationship. Now, as I said, everyone's different, but it becomes unstable. So when you leave that relationship that has made you lose your self-confidence and it's torn strips of you, that is baggage. A lot of it, you know, and that once you realize that is baggage, and then you take it to the next relationship, which then becomes toxic. And so that is what you bring to the table, because now you're judging the person that you've now met with, well, when I was with John did this guy's
hello,
right, final segment.
Back.
Okay, so as I was saying, I'll end it with, you know, like, this is what we bring to the table. So, you know, you say to John, you know, you've come back to this relationship with the toxicity. Oh God, do I need to put my 14 in this morning? Right. So that has come. So this is where the unstableness begins. It begins. And so you either smoke, you drink, you take drugs. Some people don't. Again, I can only speak for myself. But again, where I did not speak up in the last relationship, I've brought that to the next relationship because I know what this person's going to do, and it's a vicious cycle. And I had to say to myself, oh no, you don't. Right? You're not going to have, people telling you that you're psycho, because what happens is I then lose the plot and tell you about your bushung. You understand? Now I'm about to tell you that, let me tell you who you really are. Seeing that you're quite happy to say, you're this, you're that, and I don't say anything. I keep my mouth shut. I let you keep going at me. You grind at me. And then I go, okay, master of ceremony. Here's what happens. Boom, 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 boom. But blah, blah, boom, boom. And when I'm finished, I'm dropping the mic and you can take it or leave it. And so then I'm called, you're a nutcase. You're crazy. And I had to say to myself, I'm not. All it is, I compromised so that you could be happy. And in that process of compromising, I became unhappy because the compromise was only one way. The exchange rate that I was getting was nil point.
But the thing is, in as much as I know that, and Lord God, have I done that? Have I done that?
Yeah, right.
If you keep going, I keep referring to McDonald's because I've just been there for a McDonald's breakfast, so it's a really rubbish analogy. I know I'm supposed to be on some healthy weight thing, right? And it's a perfect analogy, right? I want to start being healthy. I have in my house right now oats, organic oats with raspberries and blueberries and linseeds and blah blah and blah blah, right? But I want to buy the linseeds and all of that.
Yeah.
Go to the McDonald's, eat the McDonald's, wait till the what's in my fridge has gone off, right? And then turn around and say, I'm trying to get a different result.
That's me.
But I'm the one who keeps going to McDonald's knowing that I'm going to have, I knew you weren't good for me, but did I not take my backside, leave my house, know what I'm supposed to put in the fridge? Because when I have my moments of clarity and I know what I'm about and I'm not hungry, everything's fine. I will go and I will buy exactly the right ingredients to do exactly what I know I'm supposed to do. But you know when that little moment takes you, right?
What do you mean that
moment takes you?
You mean that hour?
Yeah, and then that draw pulls you right towards that which you already knew wasn't good for you. You already knew what result it was going to bring you, but you still, I say of sound mind and judgment, that's questionable. I have gone there, and at the time of eating, I thoroughly enjoyed that which I get from it. When I look down and I say I've got a fupa that I am interested to get rid of, and I would consider all kinds of procedures that in my younger days would never have been on the table. Yeah. And then I want to dismiss the things that I'm reading. Well, you can get rid of the stomach. It's just that you're going to have to wait about 2 years of consistently doing X, Y, and Z. While I'm eating the hash brown, I'm reading what I'm supposed to have done, right? So if I take that and I look at what happens with men,
hilarious.
If you wired yourself badly in the first place, so your early experiences, attractive na hell, but not good for you. It's not good for you. You knew this, but you saw other people fall on that sword. You saw them, and you thought, but I'll be all right.
Do better.
I'll be fine. And then you taste some of that which you should not have. That becomes, and then you know logically what to look for. So in as much as you've seen the play, because you've eaten that food before. It might have been packaged in a different franchise.
Put your hand up in the air so I can high five. Let me.
Girl, we've eaten that food before, and then you know, Mr. Insurance Man, who is boring as hell, who wears his tweed or whatever. You know he's better for you. You know already,
and you know there's people that has that Mr. Insurance,
and you've actually got him in the fridge because he speaks to you. He's actually speaking to you, but he's cold. He's not a drive-through, pick up, eat, and then junk food.
Right, but guess what? There's a lot of people that's got their Mr. Insurance Man and Mrs. Insurance Man, but needs to go out there and play with Mr.
And they'll just go and have their McDonald's every now and then, and the golden arches. You don't even have to see Ronald anymore. Do you know how many generations don't even know what Ronald looks like? You just see the golden arches, and it's got your backside.
It's got you.
You twisted up. So you already knew what it brings to the table. right?
my God, that's just
But
so
you
many of
ate
our
it anyway.
relationships.
You ate
I
it
know.
anyway. And then we are blaming them for giving us no nutritional value. Really?
Oh, and I'm telling you, I have done that. And you know, you said the same thing. You know that people are saying that's not good. You know, you've heard the rumors. Someone say that is so not good, but you're saying to yourself, you know what? I'm going to be all right. I
You're
just know
going to
that
be the
you
one
know.
that
Oh,
can
no, hold
turn
on.
that not good
We're
into better
different.
because you are
Yeah,
better or different in some way
yeah.
to
I'm
that woman
better.
over there who used
Yeah.
to be your friend, you know.
Yeah.
She was your
Oh,
friend. But the minute you
oh.
got involved in eating that
Let's not
foolishness,
even.
right? You're
Let's not
then
even.
competing over crap. So rather than go to each other and say, girl, I understand. Let's just join a
Oh.
therapy group together to get over
You
this
know, I need to
bullshit.
start making some boom bang pang pang noise in this
Right?
place.
Let's find
What?
a let's find a way of getting over this because these guys are doing this to us. You know why? Because we allow them to do it.
Diane,
If I
did we not
boycott
have this? Did I not
McDonald's,
have to do that? Do you
if
remember
I
I said
well
that to
yeah, if
you?
I boycott
I
McDonald's and I
had
say
to
to
go
everyone
up to
else,
the
this is
girl.
rubbish, right? Do you
Yeah.
know on the menu on the screen now, you can choose between the hash brown and the fruit bag?
Oh yeah.
Not
Okay. Because
not that it's a
I get
great
normal
idea,
McDonald's there,
but
but
you
yeah,
but
yeah,
but
yeah.
you can choose the fruit bag. Is that what I'm choosing really when I go there? Is that what I've done? No.
Like I want fruit.
I
Do I
don't.
need
I
fruit?
want the
I don't
frigging
need fruit. I can
hash
get fruit
brown.
anywhere.
Right.
But
So I keep
you know what I'm
making
saying?
these choices and then blaming the choice for being what they are. And they're
Yeah.
being what they are
Yeah.
because they're allowed to be. They are customer led. If their customers, i.e., us women, didn't allow it and they still want it, they're going to have to change how they are in order
Thank
to get it.
you.
But we
Thank
don't do
you.
that.
Remember the
We
time
get
that
with
I
them
said
as they are and then want to change them into what we need them to be and
to
keep them away
be,
from
but
everything
that
else.
works both ways.
Of
That's
course
what I'm
it
saying
does.
to you. It goes work both ways because the guy has said, "Okay, all right, we're Kentucky. What we call ourselves, side chick, right?
Side
Well,
chick.
not me, a side chick, you know." So when I looked at the situation and I thought, hold on a minute, just let's just draw your horses in. You
Mm-hmm.
actually think I'm a side chick?
Mm-hmm,
Do you know
mm-hmm.
what I mean? Do I look like I need to be a side chick? There's no branches growing out of my forehead. How dare you even feel that you want to take me down that road? So, but the worst thing is, some of us still do it. And what you've just said is a conversation we've had over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember there was a scenario? And I'm not outing anybody here, right? But I do recall, and two things you've said, where I was dating someone and my own friend, right, went to try and date the same person.
Wow.
Well, and still felt it was okay to try and message me and talk to me. And then when
Mm-hmm.
I've gone out to a party, the same person is looking me in my face like I ain't done
There's
anything wrong.
nothing
He
wrong.
wanted me. He
Yeah.
talked to me. So
Yeah.
guess what? I went and talked to him.
Yeah.
And I dropped. The funny thing is, what I should have done was, what I did, I stopped speaking to her. Not because of him. I stopped speaking to her because I don't need that sort of energy within my circle. Now,
Yeah.
as a friend, I'm rather call her as an associate. Do you know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
when you've known someone over a long period of time, we're not talking like 2 years, 3 years. We're talking like a lifetime of like 8, 9 years.
Yeah.
But even though you've never gone to each other's homes for dinner, but we've shared friends and we've shared circles,
Mm-hmm.
and we've had good conversation. So you'd think that you have the right sound of mind to know what that person is like. But to know that you have friends that you deeply would probably swear on a Bible that person wouldn't do that, only to find that person is speaking your business and everything because they're having pillow talk with the man that they found that you're involved with. It's
Yeah.
like, what she have, I want. Why is it that she can have that and I can't have it? Well, guess what? You can now have it because I tell you what's going to happen. Do you think you're going to be exempt? Do you think he's not going to do the same shite that he's done to me? So
But
you've
here's the
lived this.
thing,
You've lived
Val.
this story with me, though,
Yes,
Di.
yes, but
And I
yes,
had to
the
go up to
answer is yes,
one
they
girl.
actually do believe that it's
They
not going to
do
happen
believe
to
that,
them. Just
right?
like we've believed it won't happen to us. And
But
everybody new gets
to
caught
Batty
in the
Crease,
same way. And then you will listen to him as, I'll never do this to you, baby, sweetheart.
yeah,
Whatever noise is going to come out of his mouth. But that's like McDonald's trying to tell you.
yeah,
It's trying to tell you that
yeah.
it's
But
the
how
same
do
as
you go
going
up
to
to
your organic
McDonald's?
food store. It's not.
No, but
You
no.
already knew
Come on,
this.
now, Di. How do you go up to McDonald's, or that's what we're now going to call them, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go to them and say, You know, it's going to the girls who are now the chips.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got your McDonald's. The McDonald's is, you know, you've got your fries with that burger.
Mm-hmm.
And you've gone up to the girl. And, you know, you've said, you look at them and you think, you know what, I've gone out of numerous a couple of times and I see you giving me a bad look and bad stare. And I'm not sure why you're doing that. Do you know what I mean? If it's because I'm the ex-girlfriend of the guy you're now going out with, allow it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an ex-girlfriend. I don't know what he's telling you. Do you know what I'm saying to you? But I'm not trying to be up in his phone, his texts, his, you know, and it's happened to me so many times where I'm not even dating a guy. The guy's tried to talk to me. The girl's gone through the phone, seen my number. She's threatened by me. She's not asking me if I'm seeing him. She's actually telling me I'm seeing him. And I've had to say to her, what are you talking about? I'm not seeing your guy. Now, if there's an issue with you and your guy at home, you need to address that before you come on the street and attack another woman. Because
but isn't that hurt people hurting people? That is right? Hurt people hurting people. Because if you are feeling good about what you have, it's already bona fide, it's already there. You shouldn't even have the feeling or the need to have done that in the first place. So the mere fact...
That's your own insecurity.
Well, yeah, but that's the reality. It is an insecurity. It is how either they felt about themselves and somebody's preyed on that, or it's a two-way thing where the whole reason he got with you is because he knows you are like that and he can keep you that way. Whatever the reason, you're not going to take it out on that which you still crave. You're going to take it out on what you see as competing against that which you still crave, which is, you know, we're just hurt. And I don't care what age, what size, how many children, grandchildren, this and that you have. Hurt people, and we stay choosing the same kind of stuff, and then you become so demoralized you don't even think you can get somebody beyond all of that. You don't believe that restaurant over there is somewhere you can eat from without changing fundamentally who you are, or go on an intermittent fast year, come off that food altogether, clear it out your system, and then know that you have given yourself the right stuff internally to be ready.
You know, some people don't even know to do it. They don't know how to do that, though.
No, I know.
You know, it's all well and good that they need to. I think they need to change their. Also, it's about their environment.
Absolutely.
And looking at themselves and saying, okay, this is how I was treated. And, you know, again, we have to take with 50% responsibility for our own actions. You can't just say, that's what he did to me. He's been getting away with it for so long. It's 50% of any relationship is what you have brought as well
to the table.
And you brought that to the table. Again, we're going to come back, you know, this is the last segment of it. It's what are you bringing to the table? And I genuinely believe the word should be is, here I am, I'm bringing myself to the table. I've had these, you know, different histories, but what you see right here and now is I've had the ups, I've had the downs, I've been played, I've been hurt, I used to do this, I used to drink, and so I've gone full circle. So darling, if you are meeting me with an intention of, you know what, I think she might have a bit of money, I think she might have a nice little bit going on down there, and that's all I want, I'm asking you to leave this table right now, because I'm at a stage where I can go out, I can do whatever I like, I can buy whatever I want, I can have anybody I want, of any age group, of any talent, of any color. Do you understand? And that is how, and this is me just talking for myself, and I'm spontaneous. And if you can't deal with spontaneity, I suggest that you leave. What I am happy to do is, if somebody has got me in such a way that my spontaneity rubs off on them and they feel that they're just as spontaneous, then let's do this. Let's grow together. Let's do stuff together. I am your ride or die chick. I don't believe in disloyalty. I don't believe in, playing games anymore. I've done that. And as back in the West Indies, me can play you better than a blues back.
Blues back Graham.
Blues back Graham. Right? Do not let me have to switch. So if you want to hear me switching between and having a laugh, then come to the table with the same energy as I have. If you don't, I'm telling you, I'm not just looking for the sex, so step off. And I had to go around, and the worst thing is for me, I can't speak for anybody else, is every guy I have sadly met in probably the last 5 years has all been on a sexual basis. And it made me had to look at myself and go, is that for real? Is that how I am portrayed myself? Because I didn't think that's what I was doing. Do you know what I'm saying? And you see, when I start to speak to the guy, straight away, they drop the interest. And I laugh and I think, you bitch. Now I know how to take the dust away from the actual diamond. Do you know, the diamonds in the rough? So far, I've not come across a good diamond in the last 5 years. I'm sorry. Do you know what I'm saying? But now I've had to remove the people around me, the handful of which I'm talking to one of my besties right now. Mm-hmm. I have a handful of us, and we all think and feel the same. We have a great energy, and we encourage each other as females to want better, to feel better.
And it's not just about browbeating, guys. It's about knowing what merger works for you. So if somebody genuinely just wants sex, they're entitled to that. It's your life. You are entitled to that. And if you come to the table and that's all you want, and I know that's not all I want, there is no point in this going any further. I think where we as women or as people have lost power is where you've already been clear. Somebody's been clear that what they're mentioning about you is what they're finding attractive. When they mention other thing, it's like, no way is that there as well. However, that's not what I'm here for. And then you want them to come via that which attracted them and then show them everything else and want them to want you for that. They're never going to. But now, where it's a case of, as you've just said, you stand in your own power and you will say, I hear you stand in it, right? And so you bring they've come with a sexual energy. That's fine. It's nice to have that. It's nice to never lose that, because it's a whole different story if you have, right?
Yes.
But then this is what I want in addition to that which you see. Do you want that or do you not? If you don't, that's fine. I don't have to hate you. I can step away. Even if you don't want to, I have the power.
Amen.
In my own truth to step away, because that's not going to be a reflection of the fuel that I need to eat right now.
And not be bitter about it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for recognizing something in me that not everybody gets recognized. However, for what I'm looking for, I want some more. Can you bring that? Or do you not have to? Because what I think the problem that I found over the years with certain women, and it's not, and I understand how it's happened. It's like the feminist movement. You're going to burn your brow when your brow is holding up your damn breast. Why? Because you want people to show you equal. Well, what frigging sense is that, right? I don't want to lose my femininity. I don't want to lose my sexual prowess, in exchange for my intellect, my spiritual self, my soul. I don't want to exchange it. It's in addition. If you only want one element of that, thank you for acknowledging that, but that's not enough for me. Keep moving towards somebody for whom that's either enough, or you are willing to prey on the fact that they want more, but that's all you're going to offer, and they're going to have to go through their own growth cycle.
Well, but you're not there to be. You know, another thing, brilliant. I love what you just said, and in addition to that is, why are you bringing up someone else's child? Why are you? What I'm saying, what I mean is, if you're going to meet somebody, they should be a pet project.
Indeed.
They should be bringing them up and teaching them how to be a better person. What should be is that two people, you can meet someone that completes you.
Yeah.
So even though you're spiritual and that person may have a spiritual tendencies, they just have never met anyone
who brings it out
of them. So you know, you're never going to know right at the beginning that person is spiritual, but somewhere along the line, if you can feel that can grow, you can feel that you can talk about that, you can broach that subject with that person. So you know, it's standing in your truth and believing of who you are and not dumbing down your personality so that you can keep that person interested in you.
Yes.
Do you understand? We do that as women quite a lot. It's, I like him and I want him to continue liking me. So I'm going to pretend to be this person that he thinks I am. And at the end